Good morning and welcome back. I'm just going to get straight into it. So I'm going to cleanse our space, bring in only the highest love, angels, archangels, ascended masters, divine feminine, divine masculine. Only the highest love and light, you know, in my space. Protection. I place all the power of the universe here. I've learned this, you know, over time, many years of healing, spiritual awakening, and learning the hard way. Going to be truthful, I had to learn the hard way. That protection around you, you know, in your home, where your workplace is. It is so important. Probably one of the most important things during your spiritual awakening. Yeah, very important. It's clear space. Play the energy around it. Bring in that protection. Because you know, you're worth protecting. So, yeah, so the song I've got going on in my head. Yeah, the songs are retained. So I'm just going to clear my dragons off the table because it's a twin flame reading. I know that because the messages come through, you know, that oracle in me knows that. I've done enough work on myself to understand the messages now when they're coming through loud and clear. So 7/7 portal, we're still in it, 7 days, and I kept getting 7th heaven coming through after the song that came through. It's all connected, you know. So if you know me, I automatic write. That's one form of my channeling that I do. It's all light, you know. It's all light codes that flow through me. So yeah, and songs, they're also light. They're messengers. They're messages coming through. So in light. So song by Passenger, Let Her Go. Now I love this song. Love all songs, to be fair, especially the ones that are high vibration, you know, because there's some that are quite low, but you can decipher that for yourself. So let her go. So, well, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you have been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Well, distinctly sounds like a twin flame journey to me. Don't know about you, but yeah, being on this journey, you know, I understand the ups and downs, the separation phases, the coming back together phases, the separation phases, for coming back together. Yeah, I understand it's a roller coaster, you know, of a journey. Spiritual awakening. Yeah, it's my spiritual awakening. That's what I understand it is now. And I don't put all the focus on the twin flame stuff now, you know. It means so much more to me. I understand what this journey's been about because I have literally reached my 7th heaven. And I know that because I found inner union inside myself. And I can talk about this journey to others. I can speak the truth of this journey. Not just the rainbows and the butterflies, you know. That spiritual awakening might be made out to be. No. If you've had a true spiritual awakening, you've had a Kundalini rising, a dark night of the soul, you've had many separations in and out. Shake it all back. Songs coming in. Then, no, it's not rainbows and butterflies. No, it's more like, yeah, I can see a big bloody tsunami, you know, in my head now, and it's like, yeah, I can see like war zone. Yeah, it's a spiritual war zone. We're in a spiritual warfare. That's what we are. Not just on this planet, you know. No. It's galactic. We're having spiritual warfare. That's why all the light beings, the veils are getting thinner. That's why we're all coming together, you know, the dragons, the angels, ascended masters, the you know, these films, you know, when you watch yeah, Avatar, you know, they join forces, don't they, with the humans, you know. Yeah, it's all true. And then what's that? I've got that other film in my head. Is it Marvels? Yeah, you know, the same planet Earth, like these sub-heroes at the same planet Earth, and the human and divine. Yeah, well, we're in it together, you know. We're an army of light. Yeah, we're an army of light, they're saying. And yeah, I could see like archangels and ascended masters and all, you know, behind us. Yeah, we're God's army. Spiritual warfare, it's been here all along, but the time is now, you know, where it becomes unearthed, and yeah, that level of consciousness in some is raised high enough to understand this. And years ago, I did a meditation, and these meditations stick with me, you know, because they're so powerful. As you can imagine, you know, I was just starting out back then, and I was hearing voices or messages from somewhere, you know, and I knew they weren't coming from inside my home. No, they was coming from some star galaxy, like council of light. Yes, I've had all that going on because I've gone really deep into my layers of consciousness. So I've pierced through that veil, you know, each layer of consciousness. I've just punched a hole in it, like Strange Things, where he gets, yeah, he goes beyond the walls, doesn't he? And she can hear him. She can hear him like through the walls. She can feel him. Yeah. Well, that's what I could hear, and I could feel him. And there was calling me, you know, because I'm one of the light beings on Earth. Yes, human, but I'm soul. I'm not from here, as many of us aren't. But I know that, you know, that they told me that, but I also know that, feel that. I've always felt that from childhood. I felt it, that something was missing, you know, parts of me. But yeah, this song, so let's get back to the lyrics. Spiritual awakening. Yeah, something was missing, parts of me, and that was a catalyst. My twin flame mirror, and me holding that mirror back up to my twin flame. Time to start finding out parts of us that are missing, you know, that's been hidden from us. Our soul. Yeah, it was missing our soul. And there's parts of our soul, you know, those walls that we had to punch through, pierce through. So the veil, the matrix, that then returns fragments back to ourselves, or multidimensional fragments back to ourselves, and we start understanding so much of what's being hidden from us, and why it's being hidden from us, and how powerful we truly are, and the light, Christ-like, that we hold inside ourselves. So I'm in seventh heaven, and seven, this portal for me, it's pretty potent. And I knew it would be, because I could see timelines coming before the fire horse. I saw that back in 2025, and I knew that would be an escalation of my path and my healing that I offer, on my online videos, and yeah, knew it was going to escalate things, you know. Saw that timeline coming. Back in my awakening, when I first woke up 8 years ago, I did see the big global awakening coming. Felt it, you know. I remember saying to my partner, can you feel that shift? And I've spoken to many who felt the shift. And he was like, no, because he's one of the ones that's asleep, you know. So I've also seen a split, so a split of the two earths. So that means in consciousness. So the ones that decide to stay asleep, they're going to stay asleep. and they're going to be in the low density energy of the earth. What we've all been in, you know, what we've all been told was the only earth that existed. Not so. Heaven is here. Heaven is inside of us. But it's up to us, you know, to wake that up. So then there's going to be the ones that are living in a state of bliss, of contentment, of, I want to say it, seventh heaven. You know that saying, seventh heaven? Yeah. Like, there's meaning, you know, these things that we speak, these words, spellcast, there's spells in them, you know, there's meaning to them. So seventh heaven, we're in seventh heaven. Well, what does that mean? That to me means I've reached my seventh stage of this journey. 8 years, long hard journey. The say from childhood, I've been, you know, slowly ascending, but because I was that numbed down, that programmed, that societal, you know, holding me down and programming, then yeah, my voice, yeah, saying your voice was took, Ellie, it's no longer. Yeah, I've reached that seventh stage, you know. So the song that was coming through, I knew it was Twin Flame. So let's see, get the chords, Ellie, get the chords. Yeah, the seventh stage, it's that Christ-like inside you, and it was a return of my twin flame that ignited that that next stage that I had to go on, you know. So every merge, so in the merge, the twins coming back together and then going back out again, then that triggers something else to be healed. So you come back and then it ignites something, you know. With me, it ignites my creativity, and then that then triggers, you know, if one twin's not stabilised enough, then that's the separation again. But these separations, they serve as a purpose, you know. It's all to do with healing, and it's all to do with ascending. So let's get to the cards. Yeah, so this song by Passenger, Only Know You Love Her When You Let Her Go. I woke up to that going off in my head today, and it's been pretty quiet, you know, with the songs recently, but they've had me doing other things, these well-being fairs, and concentrating on the things that I need to do, you know, instead of the music, you know, it's that I hear coming through, the telepathy. They've had me they've had me burning bright, they've had me stoking my fire, my flame, and going out into the world, you know, and fanning that flame for others, igniting that flame for others, showing them they've got this spark inside them also. So the people that I met at this wellbeing fair, yeah, I spoke about, you do know you hold this inside of you, don't you? You know, and me blessing you today, anointing, and Mary Magdalene coming through, anointing you, and the light codes that I bring through because of the journey I took, and the knowing of these powerful gifts, you know, we all hold inside us. Then I said, you know, you hold that spark inside you too, and me doing this and the blessing that you will receive today will ignite that spark in you. You'll go away, you know, different. Yeah, they've had me doing that. So they've had me on this path, you know. Yeah, they have you, yeah, you know, you do look back. Yeah, of course you do look back. You reminisce. Yeah, and that brings me to this song. So on this path, there's times where Spirit will have you doing your things, where you are purely concentrating on the mission. Then there's other times where, you know, your twin will come in and you'll reminisce, and you'll look back and you'll hear songs. So yeah, this song matches perfectly. Reflection. Yeah. So I wrote, so this song, it's bittersweet. It's human truth. You know, when we only appreciate things when they are took from us. Yeah, it's a human thing, isn't it? That we do. We don't appreciate what we've got in front of us sometimes, do we? No, it's just the way we've been programmed. But you know, I see the bigger picture now, where that separation, it's the illusion. We're never separated. You can't separate your soul from your soul. You know, it's hidden, yes, but when I pierce through the veils of illusion, each layer, so the 7 stages, 7 demons that I had to face, and my twin also, then you start to see this journey for what it truly is, you know, and this soul connection for what it is. And why it's so painful is because you're getting ripped apart from yourself. So, from yourself that you never knew existed, you know. So, yeah, the first stage of this this journey, it's, yeah, I've wrote it down. The first to the second heaven, that's the bubble phase, you know, where you're all like, well, you're happy, you know, you bring out the best in each other. You've got that foundation there. Yeah, I'd say that's first heaven. Then your second, you know, that's your trigger. So that's your ego clashes, that's triggering, you know. There's times in that stage I couldn't speak without triggering my twin. Not so much her triggering me, because I didn't really get triggered, to be fair. I started getting triggered when I thought I was triggering, when I understood that I was triggering, when I started to understand more. But yeah, that stage, yeah. So this song, missing moments you shared together, nostalgic reflection, looking back. Yeah, I mean, this song sums it up, doesn't it? You're missing the times that you had and spent together, you know, you only appreciate those times when you're separated. So that this is the separation stage of the twin flame journey. Oh, it's warm. Yeah, you know, you can also feel, yeah, these cards. Yeah, so somebody's breaking free from that, you know. So they're looking back and getting out of a situation. So their ego, you know, they're looking at patterns of their ego, their societal programming, and the breaking free of that, the chains that have kept them there, you know. Because one of the twins, they go ahead, so the divine feminine, hence me, I've gone ahead of this journey. I've reached the 7th stage. I know I have. I've reached that inner union, complete wholeness in myself, complete balance. I completely understand what this journey's been about. I've done that introspection. I've done that deep healing. I've faced my 7 demons. I've balanced my ego out. You know, I've not got rid of my ego. My ego is my friend now. It comes with me. You know, I understand. It's human. But I also know that I'm divine. So I've reached that Christ light, that 7th heaven. I know that I hold Christ light inside of me. And it's not about the Bible. You know, some people say, like when I was offering my offerings, yeah, coming around, yeah, keep them cards there a minute. And divine match, yes. Cards talking today. So when I was offering my offerings that Mary told me to offer, so anointing with the Rose of Sharon and the cards guiding us, and also light cards coming through. That was the combination of the 3 things I was offering. That's the cards was coming through loud and clear of what I was supposed to do, that this well-being fair. See that timeline, you know, could see what I was going to be doing, because Mary was also guiding me. But that knowing, you know, of that Christ light I held inside myself, that inner union that I found inside myself, I wouldn't have been able to, you know, do these healing sessions if I didn't have that knowing, if I'd not walked this path, if I'd not found that Christ light inside myself, you know, no, if I wasn't in seventh heaven, you know. And yes, this portal, so 7-7, yes, so 7 is a highly sacred number, and 7 is also my life path number, that of a true spiritual seeker. Yeah, this path, I mean, I don't think I'll ever go seeking knowledge like it ever again. In fact, I know I won't, because I've done it, and I've hit that last stage, you know, that inner union. I surrendered to it, you know, I give it up, and I was like, I give it up. Where this is meant to go, it will go. Can't control it. So the ego likes to control things, you know, so I balance that ego out. So I understand this connection for all it is, all what it's been teaching me, the lessons I've had to learn, the karma I've had to heal, the ancestral wounds, the traumas. I understand the stages of it. And yes, 7, that's my life path number, that of a true spiritual seeker. So I've gone to seek that knowledge, you know. You have free will, but I've carried on seeking. I've carried on going into that cave of myself, and yeah, seeking this knowledge of this spark, you know, that I felt inside myself 8 years ago, that got ignited by that mirror from my twin flame. I've chosen this path to ascend, you know, and I've chosen to go higher and higher in consciousness. So that 2F split, I could have chose to stay in the old earth. No, my soul came here to ascend layer after layer after layer, and to pierce through those veils layer after layer after layer, you know, to follow this spark, you know, to turn it into like a big fire, a roaring fire, you know, for others. My soul chose this a long, long time ago. With my twin, we made a soul contract to come here to ignite others. First, ignite ourselves. You know, strike that match. You've got to ignite, haven't you? So that mirror was that ignition, you know, that reflection of what we needed to heal, wake up, and what we needed to heal. And then that sent us on this ascension path. Yeah, we have choices. We can stay there, or we can ascend. So that's your split. I also got that message years ago. There's going to be a split. Some will fall, but some will stay behind. Some will follow, because I got told that I was one of the ones. So one of the 144 chosen twin flame chose to come here to do this, and help others find this inside themselves, you know. So some will fall behind, stay behind, and some will follow. So that message coming through to me was, I will guide others into the new earth, that higher consciousness. So all that I do online, all that I take out into my healing, all that come to my home to heal, family, friends, they're the ones that are following. You know, I've got many, many family members now that are using crystals. I've introduced them to crystals, and you know, so showing others. Dolores Cannon also, you know, you may have heard of her. She said there's a split. There's a split. Some will stay behind, and some will follow. Free will, you know, we've all got free will. I chose to listen to that call. I chose that 8 years ago. I was always meant to. It's destined, written in the stars. So 7, yeah, highly sacred, inner wisdom, spiritual divine timing. And 7, the 7th day, falls on the 7th month, and then that amplifies the energy of manifestation. And then the portal stays open for 7 days. So 7, 7, 7. So you know I'm working with this portal. I've been waiting for this portal. The cosmic shift, you know, that can occur on your journey when you work with these portals, that energetic shift you can create. It's powerful, you know. These portals, they're energetic gateways, but we need to work with them. You can't just, you know, I can't just sit simply in the portal now, because I feel it coming before it comes. I feel moon cycles, all of that. So I can't just sit and let it, you know, go by. No, because I understand my journey also, that I'm meant to work with these portals and the energy of them. And harness the saying, harness it. Yeah. So 7, 7, 7. And I've been seeing 7, 7, 7 for a few months now. And 4, 4, 4 also. So these numbers, you know, these angel numbers, the numbers to align us on our path. Messages also, you know. I'll always remember it. As I got derailed to Philadelphia, I was supposed to be flying home, but we missed the flight. And then there's a Rocky Balboa statue in Philadelphia, and there's also the Trinity Bell. So Spirit sends me off to places on the earth as a grid worker. That's also part of my multidimensional self that's returned back to me, knowing that I'm a grid worker. So to drop off my codes, you know, but to also pick something up, as I understand now, from that place. So it can work both ways, you know. I can drop codes off, or I'm going to receive something. So Philadelphia, I always remember it. My partner and my son, they was flapping, because there was like, Mum, tell your angels stop messing about with our transport, you know, they just want to get home. And I'm just sat in the airport, and I'm just, it is what it is. Because I understand this journey. I understand that Spirit has a divine plan for me. And yeah, some people will get derailed by that and be off put by that, family and friends, you know, but I can't help it. They've got a divine plan. It's bigger than them, you know. I also remember saying to my partner, it's a bigger plan at play. It's much bigger than even I can fathom at the moment. But I always remember the words that I've spoken. I started making candles when I started spiritually awake, but I also say it wasn't about the candles. There was a bigger plan at play. It's destined. It's that spark, you know, you feel. You can't explain it to anybody, and you're divinely guarded, and you're hearing and you're feeling, and you're being guarded every step of the way. You're like a puppet on a string, and you're figuring this journey out also, you know. So the more I've got down my path and I've figured it out, yeah, I understand now what it's all about. Even the derailing, I understand there's a purpose in everything that Spirit brings to me, you know. So yeah, we got detoured, stuck in Philadelphia, so we had to find a hotel, and we had to book another flight, but it wasn't till next day. So then we found the hotel, but driving in to Philadelphia, on a big hotel, don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's an hotel in Philadelphia, and it's got a big neon 444 sign going right across it. I'm always remember it. My son nudged me and went, Mum, because he knows I see numbers and the universal signs. I was like, yeah, I've seen it. So I'd spotted it, but he'd spotted it first before me, you know. So he's one of the ones. Good one, Spirit. So that split. My son's not getting left behind. My son's following. I'm leading my son. So my son lives with me. He's around me. He's around crystals. He has energy healing from me. So he's not going to be left behind. No, there's a split. There's two earths. And by that, it doesn't mean there's two earths, as in one earth there, one earth there. It's the consciousness split. So my son, his consciousness is now raising. He's not in seventh heaven yet. It will be one day. I've always said he's an old soul and he's going to do something big. And I do believe now that he's going to carry my legacy on, what I leave. Yeah. And then I've said to him, I'm leaving a legacy. It's not this foundation. Yeah, the foundation of my twin flame awakening. It's a legacy. It's bigger than what, you know, anyone can understand. I understand it now because I've done the work. I'm in that seventh heaven. So the stages of the spiritual awakening, 7 stages, there's 7 demons that we all have to face. Push through, pierce through. They're the layers of consciousness. That's your vibration raising. So yeah, some will stay where they are. Stay in those lower density energies, that scarcity, that lack, that fear. The ones that have raised the consciousness, no, they're reaching their 7th heaven. They can understand that heaven is here, the Eden that's always been here. Yes, you've got to go inside, you know. And there's a lot of light workers, light seeds, twin flames. And we're guiding people into the new earth. That's why you'll hear us say, we're guiding you into the new earth. We're guiding you because you have free will. It's up to you, whether you want to come with us. Whether you want to listen to what I'm saying, or you just think, what's she been smoking then, you know, because I want a bit of that. Or whether you're like, yeah, this girl, she has some truth in her. This lady, she has truth, you know, in her. Yeah, I'm going to raise my consciousness. I want to feel that peace. I want to feel that bliss. I want to, you know, reach my 7th heaven. It's all in our grasp. Every one of us can raise our consciousness, move through these 7 illusions, you know, of us, these 7 demons. Mary Magdalene, she did it. Yeshua, he did it. They're now bringing that Christ consciousness back, has returned, you know, inside us all. Yes, you've got to do that work. You've got to want to leave this old stagnant matrix, lower density energy, control, patriarchy, hierarchy, suppression behind. Gosh, and what you can find when you do. It's 7th heaven. You know, my mum always just say, I'm in 7th heaven. Many true words, spoken in jest. Yeah. So, yeah, this song, Twin Flame, and you know, I'm saying this card here, follow your destiny. Yeah, twin flame path, you know. Once you start waking up to that spark inside you, and it's too powerful to ignore, you're following your destiny. And I'm following my destiny by leaving the matrix, the lower density, scarcity, lack, control, suppression of my voice. I'm following my destiny. I've followed my destiny. I'm at the pinnacle of my destiny, they're saying. Yes, I can go higher, because we can always go higher, you know, but I'm at that spiritual teacher stage. So I'm in 7th heaven. I understand that I can teach others, guide others to follow me into the new earth, and leave that matrix behind. Never did us any good anyhow, did it? No, it kept us in lack, scarcity, fear, control, silenced our voices, hid our gifts, our beautiful Christ-like gifts inside us, our connection to source. It hid all of that. Why? To keep us there, you know, to keep us in this lower matrix and never question. Don't question anything, no. Just stay right where you are. Be controlled. Well, I'm there now. The matrix is there. So I like that strange things, you know. I pierce through it. I pierce through that wall. Can see beyond that illusion. So I'm in 7th heaven. So I wrote, yeah, the stages and all of that. So I'll just speak a little bit more about the 7, and then I'll come back on and do another video. Because I don't know where these videos take me, you know, because I channel the way I channel. And like I was explaining at the well-being I was doing, I don't channel in the usual way. I've noticed that now. The more I've raised my consciousness, my channeling comes through the way it comes through. It's meant to. So I just give up that control, you know, and I let spirit take the reins, and it flows the way it flows. So yeah, it lasts for 7 days. So this portal's open for 7 days. So with what are we on now? Can't remember. When did we open? See, I'm losing my days also. You might find like you're losing time as well, you know. Yeah, because time's shifting also. That whole awareness for me happened many years ago with time. Yeah, so get manifesting. Get doing like your journaling, you know, write, spell casting, write. That's manifest that way, you know, whatever way you want to manifest, journal. Yeah, manifestation. Be open to this portal. Use this portal to your benefit. What else? Yeah, 777. Yeah, so I'm going to come back because I've got some automatic writing. I'm just going to cut it off here because it's 35 minutes. I'm trying to keep them shorter, but happens the way it happens. And we'll see where the reading goes.